Alright, so I want to talk about some of the main problems that we can see when people are doing cleans. So problem one that we were seeing when people were doing cleans is that they're just using their arms, not using their legs at all, and keeping the bar away from the body. So say the bar is down here, people are just standing up and pulling it up to their shoulders. So this is what we'll call a muscle clean. Okay, really inefficient. It'll burn your arms out really fast, and then you're just going to be really tired. You're not going to be able to hold the bar anymore. Then you'll hear somebody shouting like, use your legs, use your legs. So people will start do the same thing, but now they're jumping. So a little bit better, but the bar is still away from your body. You can get away with it when you're using lightweight, but again, it's not as efficient. It's not going to help you in the long run. So then you might hear a cue, use your hips, use your hips. So then when people are coming up, they'll do this. So they start hitting the bar off their hips and it's pushing it away, causing them to jump forward, which isn't very efficient. Or they'll start coming up and they'll jump again, but they jump back and then they're pulling the bar in again using their arms. Okay? So all of these things, the main thing that we have to remember is that after the bar gets past your knee, the bar might start away from your body, and after it gets past your knee, it's going to get progressively closer, and then at the end, when you finish, hip extension with the shrug, the bar is actually making contact with your hips, but it's not hitting off your hips. The way we teach it here with cleans and snatches is vertical hip drive. So after we get above, the bar might start, depending on your preference for setup, it might start away from your body. As you come up, it'll get progressively closer, and then to finish, it's going to brush off your hips to come up. So a couple of analogies I like to use is kind of like a connect the dots drawing. You have to hit each point where it's supposed to be hit, or else the finished result isn't going to look the way it's supposed to look. And then the whole t-shirt analogy, which is a new thing we came up with, that after it gets up, when I do a clean or a snatch, if I do it right, so say from here, and it brushes, my t-shirt should lift up momentarily, and you should be able to see some skin for half a second or so. So as it comes up, past the knee, brush, and gets up. Okay? So that's the main thing. When you start doing a lot of repetitions, it's easy to forget all of this stuff. So you have to try to, we're going to solidify it by doing 1s, 2s, and 3s today. And then hopefully it'll translate into workouts at a later stage. Sound good? Okay, so now, once the bar is up, next thing is the return to the floor. So, people have it up here, and then on the way down, you have to control it to the hips, depending on how heavy it is, and then push your hips back and then get reset. The way you return the bar to the floor is setting up how you're going to lift it for the next rep. The real common thing we see people doing is they'll just let it drop, and then they'll hit the ground, their back ground, so it goes into a really bad position. You're not helping yourself for the next rep. So from here, if it's really light, you might be able to get away with coming straight back into your setup position, coming back through again. Or if it's relatively heavy, you might have to reset to the hips, keep your back straight, and then set up again. Come back up that way. Cool? Alright. So everybody grab barbell.